in the cockpit of an X-Wing. I can't, like, wow. What's happening, guys? Gemma here. I'm back again for another video. I want to talk about 5 PSVR games I'm really excited about. I did put a blog out this week, but I've not pushed it out on social media because I wanted to get this video out first. It is warming up very nicely. There are over 20 games that are going to be coming out or that have been announced to be coming out on PSVR. And I know a lot of you guys on Twitter, particularly on Twitter, aren't really that bothered about it. My mind is starting to evolve and shift on this whole PSVR idea. I won't be getting it on launch though, but these games, okay, maybe I'll be getting it on launch, who knows, but I want to know from you guys what your top 5 are, but here are mine. I'm super excited. Let's take a look. In the mid-90s, something amazing happened on the PlayStation 1. Resident Evil was released, and back at E3 over the summer, Resident Evil 7 was also announced. Hello Jimmy, my cat's just walked in. Welcome to the video. And 24th of January 2017, it is going to be out. It is going to be playable on VR, as we're doing in this video, and you can play it without the use of VR, which I really think is awesome. I think, you know, I'm a little bit weary about games that are just VR, but Resident Evil, you get the best of both worlds. Now, we've all played the demo, or at least we should have. It was available the first hour, although it took me 13 minutes to glide through, on PSN. It is free, and it has completely changed. Gone half the days of the hordes and hordes of zombies, and in comes the kind of scary Silent Hill-esque, or rather PT-esque vibe. Now, I put a blog out, like I said, and there's a link in the blog, I'm going to link it in the description. Apparently, Resident Evil 7 was being developed well before the PT demo came out, and when it did come out, the developers were like, shit. Literally, one of the developers said they were literally shitting themselves. There was a tweet that he put out, which I think was very interesting because a lot of people are saying that Resident Evil 7 is borrowing heavily from Hideo Kojima's demo masterpiece, let's face it, was all pretty darn awesome, of PT. But it's not the case, so be wary guys. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's time that the Resi franchise did take a new turn on things, and I think this is definitely the way to go. There's going to be some awesome gameplay from me when it finally drops, and I'm dead excited. I'm going to be so scared to play it in VR, but that was the game that really made me start to change my mind about it. So that is my first game, Resi 7. Number 2, Batman VR. It is a VR game only, and like I said previously, I was a little bit skeptical about VR games only, but I think there's going to be plus sides to it as well. Now we know the Batman series in the video game world has gone through an absolute plethora, starting from side scrollers to kind of, you know, 3D environments, and it's really taken a nice shift. And of late, particularly with Arkham Asylum back on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, I think the series really started to grow and fans really started to take it a little bit more seriously. And I am very excited now. Unfortunately, there's no gameplay, but there is a lot of teaser trailers out there, and I just think what better play, what better scenery to have, you know, a Batman game with the crazy neon lights of Gotham City, you know, the deep dark atmosphere. Can you imagine coming like face to face with the Joker? I mean, it's going to be so awesome. I'm really pumped for it. I think, you know, and even just kind of gliding through the city as well, you know, my god, it's just going to be absolutely mint. I'm ready for some gameplay actually, so fingers crossed that will come soon. But definitely guys, Batman VR has to be said at number 2. Number 3, Starwing, the X-Wing mission has been introduced, but you can play Battlefront in full VR as well. Now if you haven't played it, go and check it out, because even without VR I've really been enjoying Battlefront. I've really got into it. It's a reader base, there's not much story, but there doesn't need to be because we're very familiar with the characters and the franchise anyway, so I wasn't too fussed about the lack of story in Battlefront. Now the X-Wing mission, in the cockpit of an X-Wing, I can't, like, wow. So, and that is a free update. That is going to be free to people that are already playing Battlefront, which I think is phenomenal. I think that is absolutely phenomenal. And fortunately, if you're not, it's pretty darn cheap to pick up as well. So go and get yourself familiarised with Battlefront, go and dip into the DLC. It's all been free for me, so I've really, really enjoyed it. I did a couple of streams a while back, and I really need to jump back into it actually, but particularly with this X-Wing mission, I think, you know, it's going to encourage players to really dive back into Battlefront, because I know there are a lot of players that were really antsy about the lack of story, the lack of main campaign. I'm not too fussed, I like those short bursts, you know, arena-based, you know, 15-20 minute matches. Imagine it on VR. We're going to be stepping into the Star Wars world. We're going to be stepping in, we're going to be integrating so much more, and I'm so pumped for it. That is my number 3, guys, Star Wars Battlefront, the X-Wing mission. And number 4 then, this is a really interesting one, and as I said on my blog in the week, if you told me about a game whereby you take the role of an eagle, flying around the streets of Paris, docking and diving into the underbelly of the flora and fauna, I would have said, not interested. But adding a VR headset, take that kind of, you know, whole first person eagle perspective, doing the exact same thing, doing various missions, I would have been very interested. And Eagle Flight is my number 4, purely based on the unique gameplay. Now, it's a lot of gameplay out there, there's really nice trailers, and it was demoed at E3, so I think we've had a really nice look into what's on offer. It does lack, I mean, obviously, you know, it's in its early development, it lacked a few textures for me, but I think the emphasis is going to be on gameplay here. I think with a lot of VR games that are coming through, I think we're not going to be as bothered about graphics, it's just going to be the entire immersion of just being there, literally. And I think with Eagle Flight, being able to just kind of, just the whole thing of flying. I mean, as a kid, you know, I wanted to be invincible and I wanted to fly. So this is something that, again, that taps into that inner nostalgia core with Eagle Flight, you know, just to be able to fly, you know, taking on various little missions. There's loads of other animals involved, and it just looks really quirky. And I think that's why it just has to be in a top 5. I'm really, really looking forward to it. But the little downside here, a few people that played it at E3 got motion sick very, very, very quickly. So that could be a bit of a downside. What would be nice is if there's a balance of being in the sky, but maybe doing other things as well, where there's not as much crazy motion. But we'll see. Looking great, nice and unique, Eagle Flight. Finally, guys, at number 5 is a first-person shooter. I think of all the genres, of everything that's coming out of VR, I'm so pumped for first-person shooters. And Farpoint looks great, looks really, really nice. Set on Jupiter, really nice tones in the gameplay that we've seen so far. You know, tackling alien life forms, you know, you're going to be outside, you're going to be indoors in corridors, you know, crazy broken down buildings. Oh, it looks brilliant. And what's interesting about Farpoint is it's making use of the new PSVR aim, which is kind of mimics a gun, a really kind of cheap looking kind of gun shape. And you know, so you've got the headset and you're literally going to be mimicking the motions, which just seems so epic, man. So epic. Again, a few people that have tried it just say that they did feel a little bit motion sick at time, but I think that's going to be the case with most VR games. We're going from couch gaming to actual VR gaming. That's a massive transition, and people are going to be feeling sick. So like, it's kind of a dumb comment, like, yeah, I feel sick after 10 minutes. Of course you did. Of course you fucking did. You're like in the actual world. And what I really liked about Farpoint is again, it's just that kind of immersion, you know, the deep luring tones of Jupiter, the oranges, and then going from the outside world, transitioning into almost like, kind of reminded me of like, you know, in Aliens when they're kind of walking through corridors and there's things kind of, you know, jumping out, and it's very mechanical and very kind of steely. And I really like that transition between outdoor, indoor, with a shit ton of aliens as well. There's a little bit of Destiny in there, and part of me saw a little bit of No Man's Sky as well from the gameplay that we've seen from that. So I'm like, yeah, man, I'm that excited. I'm really happy, and definitely Farpoint, guys. If you've not checked it out, go and do it. So there we go, guys. They are my 5 PSVR games to get excited about. Bit of a mouthful, but nonetheless, there they are. Let me know your 5 or 3 or just your 1, really. Will you even be getting it? What are your thoughts on the price? It's recommended retail price is $349 here. I think it's $400 in the States. sold out pretty much everywhere, but I'm not getting on launch. I'm going to wait. I'm going to sit back like I did with Connect on the Xbox 360. Fingers crossed it won't be a phase. Fingers crossed it will turn into something awesome. I'm pumped for it. I'm ready for a new turn in gaming. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment and subscribe. My name's Gemma. I'll be back tomorrow. Take care. See you soon.